If you're editing 4K footage or above inside of Premiere Pro, you may notice that it's quite slow at playback. Well, what if I told you that the reason why it's slow is that you're using the wrong video codec? That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. Let's get into it. So first, let's define what a video codec is. It essentially compresses the video data into a viewable format that can be then decompressed as you view it. Now, there's different types of codecs that serve for different purposes. For example, you may have heard of H.264, which is the most popular codec for web because it keeps the file size small while still retaining quality. And there's Apple ProRes, and there's other ones like DNx HD. And those two, Apple ProRes and DNx HD, are best for editing. Now, the problem is a lot of consumer cameras these days actually record to an H.264 codec, which wasn't designed for editing. It was actually designed as a delivery format. So it's great for uploading your video, but not for editing. And the reason why is that it is interframe, which means that if you look at all of the frames in a shot, let's say there's 24 frames, all of the pixel data and the information isn't stored in each frame. The future frames actually borrow from the previous frames. So it's actually keyframed, and having to read that information as you play it back in the timeline, the CPU has to work harder to read all that information, and that's why there are delays. Now, there may be more delays if you're using, a hard disk in comparison to a solid state drive, so you also have to remember about the hardware that you're using, but more often than not, the H.264 is going to take more time to read compared to an interframe codec, which actually stores the information on each individual frame, so it's easy to read. And intraframe codecs are, for example, ProRes or DNx HD. So if you can record directly to Apple ProRes on your camera, do that because you want to be using an intra-frame codec to be video editing. But if you can only record to H.264, this is what I'm going to show you in today's video, how to automatically transcode them into a ProRes codec, for example, so you will have smoother editing. So welcome back to the Premiere Gal channel. I'm Kelsey and I run this channel. Each week I post video editing tips and production tutorials to help you become a better video creator. According to my analytics, a lot of you are not subscribed, so consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified when I publish new videos. And this video is sponsored by Taskade, the new project management tool that I've been using to help streamline my whole video production process, and I'll tell you more about them later on. For now, let's go ahead and show you how to transcode. So rather than opening up Adobe Media Encoder separately, you can actually start the transcoding process automatically from Premiere Pro. So go to your media browser, and here you're going to select Ingest. And then next to the wrench tool, you're going to change the drop-down here to transcode, which is just a fancy word for converting. And then you can choose the preset, and there's automatically already here the Apple ProRes 422, which we want to select, and the primary destination. We can choose a different location. For example, we can go here into our project file, and we can create a new folder called transcoded clips and hit create, and then hit OK. So then what we can do is we can select the H.264 4K footage clips, and I'll press Shift to select all of them, and then I'm going to drag and drop them into my timeline to import them. And what this is going to do is it'll import them as H.264 clips. If you don't have Adobe Media Encoder open, it will open up and it will start to transcode the clips. And as this is done, you can see that this one was replaced with the .mov container extension. So you'll slowly see that all of these will then become replaced automatically with .mov. So if you shoot in H.264, do this. It may take some time in the beginning, but it's worth it. And the other thing that's different between H.264 and Apple ProRes is the storage space. So one downside is that the files will get a lot bigger compared to H.264, which is a more compressed video file. So you will need to invest in more storage space. but it will be worth it because it'll be a much faster experience when you're editing inside of Premiere Pro. So talking about organization and workflow, the new app I've been using, Taskade, for project management has been a game changer for me. It's easy for me to literally itemize every little thing I have to do for a YouTube video. Sponsorship meetings, a list of research tools that I'm researching for a particular topic. I can attach files to it to send to my editor. There's so many cool things inside of Taskade, and better yet, there's a mobile app so I can get push notifications on my phone if I have a meeting with somebody or if I have something I have to do that's overdue. So it just helps keep everything streamlined. And so what I've done is I've created a template, which you can view down below, that literally itemizes every little thing that I do to produce videos. So if you're interested in checking out my checklist, you can download my template for free just down below, and you can get started with Taskade for free. If you're an individual, you can use it free forever. If you need to add, multiple team members, you'll need to upgrade. So you can check out Taskade using my link just down below. If you're still finding playback slow on the device that you're using, you can watch my other video right up here that shows you how to make proxies or smaller video versions of your existing larger file, so that way it's even smoother. For this video, I was using the M1 Max, the MacBook Pro, the new one, the 16-inch, and I did a whole video where I did a speed test with 8K footage, raw log footage, and added a bunch of effects on that, and I compared it against a Dell Precision and my older MacBook Pro. And if you're interested in watching that to see how it performs, you can watch up here, because at the end of the day, doing these things that I'm showing you can help speed up your process, but if your GPU, your graphics card, isn't up to speed, you will still get delays. And that's why I recommend the proxy workflow, but it does take a little bit more time. So anyway, I hope this video helped you out and it helped speed up your video editing. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. And yeah, that's all for today's video. And as always, keep creating better video with Gal. See you next time. Bye.